Om Shri Gananam Tva Ganapatim Havamahe Kapin Kapinam Upamashravastamam Yeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatam Anashranvannoti Visida Sadhanam Om Shri Maha Ganapataye Namah Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triyambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikalaknikalaya Kalakni Rudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaham Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Yoginam Vishwanathakyam Asmattathas Swarupinam Atmalabhat Param Labham Vaktaram Nakadachana Gita Artha Grantakartaram Sri Gurum Pranamamyakam Yontah Pravishyamevacham Dhritim Buddhim Prachodayat Om Namah Sababhyas Sabapatibhyascha O Namaham Om. Friends, we are going to be doing the 30th session, 30th session of Sanatana Dharma. The topic is Rudram chapter of Krishna Yajurveda. We have already done 2 talks on Rudram chapter. This is the 3rd talk on Rudram chapter. We have done 4 anuvakas. You know, Rudram has got 11 anuvakas. Anuvaka means section or paragraph. Vedic paragraph is called anuvaka. This is the 5th anuvaka. We have done 4 anuvakas. From here up to the 10th anuvaka, Drape Andasaspate, that is how the 10th anuvaka begins. All the mantras have Nama at the beginning only. Namaha. So far we have got Namo Hiranyabhakavese Nanye Dishan Chapataye Namaha. Namaha at the beginning, Namaha at the end. Hereafter it is going to have only Namaha only at the beginning. So hereafter these mantras are called Anyato Namaskara mantras. Earlier it was called Ubhayato Namaskara mantras. Both sides there is a Namaha. Namaskara. You know, Namaskara is the basic thing in Rudram. Tam Namayityupasita Namyante Esmai Kapah. This is Taittiriya Upanishad. What does it say? Namaha. If you say Namaha and say the Lord's name, suffix it with Namaha, then all the desires fall at your feet. Your desires will not control you. You can control your desires. This is the most important thing. You see, desires are our greatest enemies. Our own desires. We generated them and they are our enemies. But we have sometimes, very often, we do not have control over our desires. The desire sparks, by itself. So, if we can control all our desires like a Rishi, like a Brahmajnani, that would be the greatest thing. So, Tam Namayityupasita, when you worship, propitiate the Lord with Namaha, Tam Namayityupasita, Namyante Esmai Kama, all desires fall at your feet. That is what the Upanishad says. That is why Rudram excels in saying Namaha all the time. So we have had 4 anuvakas with Namaha in each mantra falling in the beginning and the end. Now we are having only 1, you will see. So it will go like this. Namo Bhavaya Cha Rudraya Cha. So Namaha comes once, but there are 2 names, Bhavaya, Rudraya. So Bhava, in the Archana form, Bhavaya Cha Namaha, Rudraya Cha Namaha. Because Namaha is already there, Namo Bhavaya Cha Namaha, Rudraya Cha Namaha, it will go like that for Archana purpose. But as a mantra, Namo Bhavaya Cha Rudraya Cha, this is the 5th Anuvaka beginning. first few words. The next mantra in the fifth Anuvaka is Namah Sharvaya Cha Pashupataye Cha. So it goes Namo Bhavaya Cha Rudraya Cha Namah Sharvaya Cha Pashupataye Cha. So Namo Bhavaya Cha Rudraya Cha is one mantra. Namah Sharvaya Cha Pashupataye Cha is another mantra. I am going to tell you the meanings of all this very shortly. So all the following mantras go like this. The Cha end word is added because Namo Bhavaya Cha Rudraya Cha, Bhavaya also should be, is Namaha, Namaskara to Bhava, Namaskara to Rudra. So the Namaha should be added to both Bhava and Rudra. Therefore there is a Cha throughout these four Anuvakas, five Anuvakas. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. The tempo is going to be really great hereafter because it's all very short mantras. So to maintain the tempo, I shall say the mantras and their meanings as far as possible without breaking continuity, and then at the end of the Anuvaka elaborate them if necessary. So we start. Fifth Anuvaka. Namo Bhavaya Cha Rudraya Cha. Bhava, the one from whom the universe is born. Rudraya, he removes all our sorrows. He takes us to the final realization. Bhava indicates, stands for creation. Rudra stands for here Anugraha function. You see, the Lord has got 5 functions: creation, sustenance, destruction, obliteration, tirodhanam, obliteration and anugraha, the final. So that is the release. So these are 5 functions. So Rudra here stands for the release function and Bhava stands for the creation function. In fact, this whole paragraph, this whole Anuvaka is going to dwell on several things. One of that is the 5-fold activities. Another is the 8-fold aspects of the Lord. I will tell you as and when we meet with it. So Namo Bhavaya Cha Rudraya Cha, Namah Sharvaya Cha Pashupataye Cha. Sharva, destroyer of everything at the time of deluge. Pashupataye, he is the Lord of all beings. Pashu indicates a kind of a bondage. We are bound by him, Pashu, as Pashus. So Pashu indicates the bondage, that is the obliteration function, 4th function of the Lord. Pataye, he is the Lord, he releases us from this samsara. So that is the 5th function. Namah Sharvaya Cha Pashupataye Cha. Namo Nilaggrivaya Cha Shitikantaya Cha. Nilaggrivaya, for he has blue neck with white spot therein. Shitikantaya, that is a white spot because he has stopped the poison going down below the throat. You know that story. Nilagriva will, the word will occur more than once in Rudra. Namo Nilaggrivaya Cha Shitikantaya Cha Namah Kapardine Cha Pyaptakeshaya Cha. So it is all one, I know it is a prose text. The whole thing is prose. So it goes on endlessly in the sense, whole paragraph in one breath. You have to say that. But I am breaking it into mantras for the purpose of giving you the meanings. Namah Kapardine Cha Vyaptakeshaya Cha. Kapardine, matted hairs. Kapardine, matted hairs. Who has matted hairs? Viptakesa, shaven head. Shaven head indicates sannyasa. So it indicates even our Acharya Shankara, who was nothing but Rudra, avatara of Shiva. So, Namah Kapardine Cha Vyaptakeshaya Cha. Namah Sahasrakshaya cha Shatadhanvane cha. Sahasrakshaya, 1,000 eyes. Sahasraksha, Shatadhanvane, 100 weapons, means countless weapons. It means he is omniscient. Omniscient. Right? Namo Girishaya Tashipi Vishtaya cha. Girishaya, he lives in the mountain. Giri Isha, Isha of Giri. Girishaya Shipi Vishta, Namo Girishaya Tashipi Vishtaya cha. Shipi Vishtaya, who pervades everything through his rays. Shipi is rays. So, it indicates the sun here. Shipi Vishtaya. Shipi Vishtaya is a name common to both Vishnu and Shiva. Shipi Vishta Prakashanaha in Vishnu Sahasranam. So Shipi Vishta, he pervades everything through his rays. Namo Midushtama. So unless I say it together, the swara, the intonation will be wrong. Namo Girishaya Shipi Vishtaya Namo Midushtama Sumate cha. Namo Midushtama Sumate cha. Midushtama, he is the ultimate cause for the universe. He is the origin for the universe. Ishumate cha, he has a bow. Remember, Rudram will never forget the warrior aspect. It will tell you so many things, but in between the warrior aspect will keep coming. But the warrior aspect, the fierce aspect, is not a natural aspect. It's an assumed aspect. Rudra is angry, fierce, terrific. This does not mean that that is his nature. No. What is his nature? Compassion, justice, grace, coolness, affection, mercy. These are his nature. Then what does it mean? That is beauty. You see, between great people, I am not talking Shiva now, let me come down to ordinary great people in the world. Brahmajnani, Atmajnani, Rishi. These people, they have controlled their anger. So when anger is necessary for them, somebody does something wrong and he has to be condoned. He has to be pulled up. So they have to get angry. Or as a Kshatriya, a warrior like Rama, Krishna, he has to fight with the enemy. He has to bring anger. So that is why Valmiki says, you see in Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, Kharadushana in Aranyakanda, Sita, Lakshmana, Rama, they are living in the Panchavati. These fellows come and wage war with her because Tataka's probe. So that is why they come for war. So now Rama keeps Lakshmana and Sita in the cave, in the Panchavati ashram, and he goes and fights with them. Now he has to become terrific because he is one man. The whole army has come. Krodham aharayat tivram, says Valmiki. Krodham aharayati. He brought forth anger. You and I am sorry, I am talking about you also, but all of us are the same. Ordinary people like us, what do? We form a prey to anger. Anger controls us. We do not know, I am sorry, I was very angry at that time. I was not in my senses. I was not in my control. This is what we say later. So, we are in the control of that anger. Anger takes control. In the case of Rama, in the case of a Brahmajnani, in the case of a Rishi, they can control that anger. They bring that anger for the purpose of criticizing or enforcing certain dharma rule or something. So that is why Rudra also is not by nature fierce or terrific or all that. It is all assumed. So then, but Rudra will not forget that anger aspect. It will keep coming. Namo Midushtama Che Shumate Che. So Ishumate, he has a bow. Midushtama also means showerer of desires. So the protective aspect. See, creation, sustenance and destruction, three functions of the Lord. So the protection aspect, sustenance aspect. Namo Hraswaya Cha Vamanaya Cha. Yes, Girishaya Cha Shipi Vittaya Cha. Namo Miduttamaya Cha Shumate Cha. Namo Hraswaya Cha Vamanaya Cha. Namo Hraswaya Cha Vamanaya Cha. Hraswaya Cha. Very short, small, and atom-like, atomic in size. He can do that. Vamanaya Cha, short-footed as a Vamana avatar. Actually here the Ganapati avatar is indicated. Shiva created his own, took the form of Ganapati and made him a dwarf. Hraswa is short. That is how he enters our heart, cave of the heart. Angushtamatra Purushaha. So he goes in because the heart is small. Hraswaha. Namo Hraswaya Cha Vamanaya Cha. Namo Brihate Cha Varshiyase Cha. Brihate, magnificent, majestic, striking, big. Varshiyase Cha, full of virtues. Varshiyase Cha. Remember, the whole Rudram purpose is to tell us the Sarvantaryamitvam, the Sarveshwaratvam of the Lord. Sarveshwara means he is the Lord of everything. Sarvantaryami means he is immanent in everything. This is the purpose. So it details. Namo Vruddhaya Cha Samruddhane Cha. Vruddhaya, in the form of full-grown cosmos. The cosmos has grown. It is all the Lord. Namo Vruddhaya Cha Samruddhane Cha. Samruddhane Cha. He still grows. That is why Tam Namayitya, we are prostrating to him, propitiating him with Namaha. He keeps going by the praises showered on him. So you do Namaha prostration, he further grows. Samruddhane Cha. Namo Agriyaya Cha Pratapaya Cha. Namo Agriyaya Cha Pratapaya Cha. He is the cause for everything. Agriyaya Prathamaya. He is the first among all, the first person. Right? Nama Ashave Cha Jiraya Cha. Ashave, same meaning as Vishnu, Sarvavyapi. He pervades everything. He pervades everything. Ashave Cha Jiraya Cha. Therefore he moves swiftly. Because he pervades everything, he is there already. You think of London, you are already there. But you have to think of London, you are already there. Mentally. But he does not even have to think of a distant place because he is everywhere. He pervades everything. Right? Anejadekam manaso javiyo nainat deva apnuman purvamarshate. Before the senses reach there, before the eyes, before the mind reaches there, he is already there. Anejadekam manaso javiyo. He is faster than the mind. Ishoparashat. So that is what it says. Ashave, Nama Ashave, Nama Ashave Cha Ajiraya Cha. Ashave Cha Ajiraya Cha. He moves swiftly, Ajiraya. Nama Shigriyaya Cha Shibh. Nama Shigriyaya Cha Shibhyaya Cha. Shigriyaya. He is in fast moving things. Sarvantaryami is everything. So fast moving things he is there. Swift flow of water, Shibhyaya, swift flow of waters, rushing cascades. He is there. Nama 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 Shighayaya cha Shibhyaya cha Nama Urmyaya cha Avaswanyaya cha Nama Urmyaya cha Avaswanyaya cha Urmyaya, sounding wave. He is in the sounding wave. As that sound, as that wave. Avaswanyaya cha, quiet waters. Sahasrakshaya Shatadhanvane. So, this Nama Shrotasyaya, yes, Nama Urmyaya cha Vasvanyaya cha Nama Shrotasyaya Dvipyaya cha Shrotasyaya, flowing waters. Dvipyaya, still waters, that is still islands. In both, flowing waters. So the whole paragraph, Anuvaka, is about his sarvantaryamitvam in everything. His eightfold aspects. Bhurambham Senalo Nilom Baramaharnato Himam Shoppuman Dakshinamurti Stotram. Earth, water, fire, air, space, sun, moon, and Jiva. These are the eightfold aspects. All of them. He is everywhere. All that has been described now. Because water, the spiritual deity for water is Bhava. So that is how it begins. Namo Bhavaya cha. Spiritual deity for sun is Rudra. Namo Bhavaya cha Rudraya cha. Right? So that the eightfold aspects and the fivefold activities of the Lord and the Sarvantaryamitvam, that is the content of the fifth Anuvaka. We shall go to the sixth. We have to go forward. Namo Jyeshtaya cha Kanishthaya cha Namah Purvajaya cha Parajaya cha Namo Madhyamaya cha Pakalbhaya cha. I have told you three mantras. Namo Jyeshtaya cha Kanishthaya, Jyeshta, elder, senior, prostration, namaskara to elder, Kanishtaya to younger, junior, Namah Purvajaya, the one who was born after, before everything, Purvaja, right? Aparaja, the effect, cause and effect. Aparaja is born last. First the cause was there, then the effect. Or other way, he was born before everything, he will remain after everything. So, Purvaja, Aparaja. Moyo Devi Bhyo Jatagam, Namo Ruchaya Brahmaye, Purusha Suktam. Namo Madhyamaya cha Pagalbhaya cha. Madhyamaya, in the middle, as a youth. So this talks of various kinds of birth, different kinds of words, everything is exhausted. Namo Madhyamaya, as a youth. Apakalbhaya, as an infant, undeveloped. Namo Jaganyaya cha Buddhiyaya cha. Jaganyaya, one who is born from the backside. He is in that form. He is in that form of those who are born in the backside, animals. Buddhiyaya, one who is born from the root side, trees, plants. Namasobhyaya cha Pratisadhyaya cha. Sobhyaya, he is born in this mixed world of good and bad. All men like that. So he is in the form of all men and women. And things that move, Pratisadhyaya cha. Things that move. Namo Yamyaya cha Kshemyaya cha. He is in the world of Yamaloka, Yamyaya. Kshemaya cha, on the worlds of safety, even in the better worlds. Nama Urvarjaya cha Khalyaya cha, who is in the bountiful fields, Urvarjaya. Khalyaya, thrashing floors. So he is everywhere. So in different worlds, different portions of the earth. Nama Shlokyaya cha Vasanyaya. Shlokyaya, he is in the Shloka, in the Vedas. Avasanyaya, the end of the Vedas, Upanishads, Vedanta. Namo Vanyaya cha Kakshaya cha, right? Namaslokyaya cha Avasanyaya cha Namo Vanyaya cha Kakshaya cha Namashravaya cha Pratishravaya cha Namo Vanyaya cha Kakshaya cha. Vanyaya, trees of the forest. He is everywhere. He is in that form. When you see the material world, see the Lord. That's why. That is why Rudram. See, if you really understand Rudram in full, you will see only the Lord everywhere. Shiva everywhere. Whether it is Shiva or Vishnu, Advaita people should not matter. So, Namo Vanyaya cha Kakshaya cha, trees of the forest and the creepers. Namashravaya cha Pratishravaya cha, sound. Now we are going to absolute things. Shravaya, sound. Pratishravaya, echo. He is in the sound, he is in the echo. He is the sound, he is the echo. Nama Ashushenaya cha Ashurathaya cha, swift moving army, the warrior aspect. Ashushenaya, swift moving army, and the chariot. Ashurathaya cha, Namasuraya cha Avabhindat. Oh, let me get back the notation. Namashravaya cha Pratishravaya cha Nama Ashushenaya cha Ashurathaya cha Ashushenaya Ashurathaya. That is swift moving army and chariot. Ashurathaya Namasuraya cha Avabhindate cha. Shuraya, warrior, brave warrior. Avabhindate, he shatters the fort of enemies. Namo Varmine cha Varuthine cha. Varmine, protective armor. Varuthine, safe place for the charioteer. He is in the form of the safe place for the chariot, for the Sarathi. Namo Bilmine cha Kavachine cha. Bilmine, who wears a helmet. Kavachine, a breastplate. Namashutaya cha Shrutasena cha. Shrutaya, he is praised in the Vedas. Shrutasena, his army also is praised in the Vedas. So what does the sixth Anuvaka deal with? It deals with the connection of Rudra with concepts of time and age. Purvajaya, Aparajaya. Right? Then different kinds of birth. Jaganyaya, Budnyaya, born from behind, Budnyaya, born from the root. Different kinds of words, different kinds of earth, we saw that. Vedas and Vedanta, Shrutaya, Shrutasenaya, Shlokaya, Vasananyaya, Vedas, and also in the Upanishads. His warrior aspect, of course, which the Rudram will never forget. So that is Anuvaka 6. It begins with Namo Jyeshtaya cha Kanishtaya cha, and ends with Namashrutaya cha Shrutasenaya cha. Then the seventh Anuvaka. Namo Dundubhyaya cha Gananyaya cha. Dundubhyaya, prostration to the one who obtains in the kettle drum. Kettle drum. And in the stick to beat it. Ahananya cha Ahananyaya cha. Namo Drishnave cha Pramrushaya cha. Who is brave, never turns his back in fight. Analytical, circumspect, like Hanuman. Pramrishyaya cha. Namo Dhutaya cha Prahitaya cha. The agency aspect. Agency aspect. He is in the form of a messenger. Namo Dhutaya cha Prahitaya cha. Sometimes special representatives are sent from nation to nation. So he is in that in the form of that representative. You think of anything, it is here. Namo Nishangine cha Ishudhimate cha. Nishangine, he has a sword in his hands. Ishudhimate, he has a quiver of arrows on his shoulders. Namaste Kshneshabe cha Yudhimate cha. Equipped with all sharp and famous weapons. Ayudhimate. Namaswa Yudhaya cha Sudhanvane cha. He is equipped with personal weapons. Swayudhaya cha, Sudhanvane cha. What are his special weapons? Trident, Pinaka, Pinaka Pavani, Shula Pavani, trident. So Swayudhaya cha Sudhanvane cha Namashrutyaya cha Pathyaya cha Shrutyaya. He obtains in, he is found, he is present, he is manifested in narrow walking paths as well as on highways. Namah Katyaya cha Nipyaya cha, narrow flow of waters, Katyaya. Nipyaya, in the waterfalls. Namah Sudhyaya cha Sarasyaya cha, marshy lands. Lakes, Sarasya. Saras means lake. Namo Nadyaya cha Vaishantaya cha, Nadyaya, Rishi, in rivers. Vaishantaya, still mountain waters. Namah Kupyaya cha Avatyaya cha, in the wells, Kupyaya. Avatyaya, in the valleys. Varshaya cha Avarshaya cha, rains. Varshaya, when the rains, the rain, he is in the form of the rains. He is in the form of drought. Varshaya. Namo Medhyaya cha Vidyutyaya cha, clouds. He is in the lightning, Vidyutyaya. Nama Idhriyaya cha Tapyaya cha, in the glittering white autumn clouds, Idhriyaya. Atapyaya, in the rain mixed with sunshine. Namo Bhatyaya cha Reshmiyaya cha, rains accompanied by winds. Reshmiyaya, rains accompanied by hail. Hail. Namo Vastavyaya cha Vastupaya cha, he is the wealth of the household. Vastavyaya, truth. Vastupaya, he is the garden deity of the household. That is number 7. So agency, waters in various forms, cloud formation, Sarvantaryamitvam, again is all in the 7th. Now come to the 8th. Sit back. 8th is the most important. The whole Anuvaka, 8th Anuvaka, is considered to be very important and very significant. Why? Because the important mantra Om Namah Shivaya occurs here. Not only that, this passage is almost in the exact center of Yajurveda. Exact center in the Yajurveda. The mantra of Namah Shivaya is in the center of this passage. I'll show you. Just see here. Namah Shivaya appears in the center of the Yajurveda. There are 7 kandas. 7 kandas. This is the 4th kanda. So 3 on either side of this 4th kanda. Each kanda is divided into prashnas, chapters. On the whole, in the Yajurveda, there are 44 prashnas. There are 23 before this prashna and 20 after this. So almost in the center, you will see them. Then the prashnas, the chapters are broken into anuvakas, paragraphs. 651 anuvakas on the whole. 340 before this Anuvaka and 320 after this. Don't think I did all this statistical counting. No, not at all. Not at all. You see, the Veda recitation, after each Anuvaka, at the end there is a sentence which counts the number of words there and has a sentence which says there are so many here. For example, I will tell you in the next Anuvaka that we are going to see. In this Anuvaka, number 8, at the end there will be a sentence. The people who learn the Vedas, they get that also by heart. That is why they can tell you the numbers just like that. There are excellent Pandits who will be able to say what is the 4556th word. They will be able to say in 1 minute. because it is all done statistical. The statistics is built into the Vedas. For example, in this Anuvaka, at the end it says Shivatara Yatrigam Shacha. At the up to the Anuvaka is a paragraph. It has words. After 50 words, there is a break, and then it goes on. Each 50 words is called a Panchashat. So at the end of the Anuvaka, it says in this Anuvaka, Shivataraya Trigam Shacha. Shivataraya is the end of the 50th word. 50th word. After that, there are 30 words. So in this Anuvaka, there are 80 words. It is all calculated like that. Everything is calculated. And they get that by heart also. For example, I may not be able to do that thing because I have not learnt it that way. Shivataraya Trigam Shacha is a sentence at the end of this Anuvaka, which is got by heart by the Pandits. So then, there are 651 Anuvakas, 340 before this and 320 after this. And then Panchashat. Panchashat means every 50 words there is a break. So every 50 words is a Panchashat. So how many Panchashats are there? Is all. If there is something less than a Panchashat in an Anuvaka in a paragraph, 50 words, another 50 words, and then suppose there are 20 words. So there are 3 Panchashats. Fourth Panchashat will have only 20 words. But that will be said in the sentence. So like that there are 2198 Panchashats, out of which 1115 before this Panchashat, and 1082 after this. So that shows the more or less in the center. And number of words counting, just see that 1,09,287 words. Nothing will be missed. 55,000 and odd before this and 53,000 and odd after this. This Namah Shivaya misses the exact center of the spread of words by just 1%. That's the beauty. That is the beauty. So then, of course, as I told you, this counting is part of the Vedic text. I did not do the counting. So now let us start. Most important paragraph. Namah Somaya cha Rudraya cha Namah Somaya cha Rudraya cha Namah Tamraya cha Runaya cha Namah Shangaya cha Vajupataya cha Namah Ugraya cha Bhimaya cha. It goes on. Somaya. Soma means with Uma. Rudra, also for Rudra. So I told you Rudra does not stand for anger and fierceness, though he is represented like that because that is what he shows. In that form he is called Rudra. It is only assumed. Namastambraya cha Arunaya cha Tambraya, Lord of all beings in the form of the copper red rising sun. Tamraya, Arunaya, one that is rosy red later. Tamra, Aruna, Rasan. Namah Shangaya cha Pashupataye cha, Shangaya cha, who gives happiness and comfort to people. Because he is the Lord of all beings. Pashupati. Namah Shangaya cha Pashupataye cha. At this point I will tell you one thing more. Now you see it comes here. Just listen. Namah Somaya cha Rudraya cha Namah Tamraya cha Runaya cha Namah Shangaya cha Pashupataye cha Namah Ugraya cha Bhimaya cha. Pashupataye cha comes here. But this Pashupataye cha comes also earlier. Namo Bhavaya cha Rudraya cha Namah Sharvaya cha Pashupataye cha Namo Nilaggrivaya cha. So when you recite without looking at the text, there is a likelihood that you may jump from there to here or here to there. You understand me? Goes backward. The same Pashupate. So, Namah Somaya cha Rudraya cha Namah Tamraya cha Arunaya cha Namah Shangaya cha Pashupataye cha Namah Ugraya cha Bhimaya cha. That is what is here. But if you say Namo Nilagrivaja Shitikantaya, then you will go back to that thing and then you will be repeating it. When you see Pandits reciting these things, they will appear as if they are not concentrating, they are just mechanically repeating something, because they are also doing something else, something else, something else. They are sitting, standing, walking, or doing so many things. It will appear as if they are not paying attention. No, their concentration is also all here, because Yajurveda is full of such repetitive words. From one word to the other, you will jump, or you are likely to jump, either backward or forward. So one has to be really careful, and all this concentration is built into the recitation for the Pandits. So you should respect the Pandits when they repeat these things verbatim like this. So then, Namah Shangaya Tapashupataye, he gives happiness and comfort to people because he is the Lord of all beings. Namah Ugraya Bhimaya, he excels in glory. He is superior to all. That is the meaning of Ugra. Ugraya Bhimaya, he causes fear. As I told you, why does he cause fear? Because to enforce something. Bhishas Matvata Pavate, Taittiriya Upanishad. By fear, the wind blows. By fear of whom? By fear of the Absolute. By fear of the Absolute, the wind blows. Bhishas Matvata Pavate, Bhishodaya Chisudyaga. By fear, out of fear for him, the sun rises. Come on, everything goes systematically. Who is doing that? You may say scientific reason, this and that, but who created that reason? Who was behind that? Namo Agre Vadhajacha Dure Vadhajacha. He protects from far and near. Agre Vadhaya, Dure Vadhaya. Whether you are near him or you are far from him. Namo Hantre Jagani Yaseche. He torments. Hantre. Torments whom? Those who disregard him out of arrogance. Like Ravana. Right? Ravana tried to lift the whole of Kailasa by his might. He also torments those who disregard and abuse him out of hatred. People disregard him. One kind is arrogance, another kind is hatred. Like Daksha Prajapati. So, Namo Hantre Jagani Namo Vrikshebhyo Harikeshebhya. He stands in the form of holy trees. All the holy trees are nothing but him. That is why people go around and around the holy trees. You think that is superstition? No. Namo Vrikshebhyo Harikeshebhya, it says here. For granting punya, he stands in the form of holy trees. He stands in the form of divine trees, grants desires, like a Kalpaka Vriksha, divine trees. Namastaraya. The real thing is coming here. Om Tara. It helps you cross the samsara. Tara. Om, which ferries us through samsara. That is Rudra's real nature. Namastaraya. So slowly the tempo rises again. Namah Shambhave Chamayo Bhave. He is himself the source of happiness. Shambhave. Source of happiness here and hereafter. Alternately, source of pleasure and cause of pleasure. The pleasure comes from him, he causes that. Namah Shankaraya Chamayaskaraya. He does good to you. How? Through your father, through your mother, through your friend, guru, well-wisher. Shastra. They all do good to you. The Shastras are good for you. Alternately, cause of property and of enjoyment. Excuse me. Okay. Namastaraya Namah Shambhave Chamayo Bhave Namah Shankaraya Chamayaskaraya Namah Shivaya Shivataraya. This is the place. So up to this there are 50 words. You can count, no problem. He is auspicious, Shivaya. More auspicious than all auspicious ones, Shivataraya. Auspicious, most fortunate. Rudra and Shiva are one and the same. Reverse and obverse of the same coin. So Namah Shivaya, this is the central focus of the whole Veda. Om is added to it and then it becomes a Shadakshari mantra. Otherwise it is a Panchakshari mantra. Namah Shivaya cha Shivataraya cha Namaste. Yes. Namah Shivaya cha Shivataraya cha Namastirthyaya cha Kulyaya cha Namastirthyaya cha, who is ever present in holy places. That is why you go to Kashi, Varanasi, Rameshwaram, Puri, Jagannath, all those places. Ever present in holy places, on the banks of rivers. Rivers are important because of that. Namastirthyaya cha Kulyaya cha. Nothing is left out. Everything. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Right? Namah Paryaya cha Paryaya cha. Paryaya, who resides on either side of the river. Namah Prataranaya cha Uttaranaya cha, to the one who helps all to cross the sins of samsara. Prataranaya, Uttaranaya, to the one who helps by knowledge cross the sin of ignorance. Cross the evils and sins of samsara. That is one help. Another help is by giving you knowledge. Uttaranaya, you are taken up. Uttaranaya, Prataranaya and Uttaranaya. Nama Atatyaya cha Ladhyaya. He is born again and again as man. The Jiva is nothing but he. Aladhyaya cha. As Jiva, he takes the fruits of karmas that the Jiva does in the previous births. Nama Shashpyaya cha Bhenyaya cha. Material world now, tender grass, Shashpyaya, Bhenyaya, foam. Namah Shikatyaya Pravashyaya cha. He is in the sand. Shikatyaya, Pravashyaya, in the flow of waters. So the entire purpose of Rudram is to propitiate Shiva Rudra as the highly volatile embodiment of divinity within every form of life in nature or society. The whole thing is encapsulated in this 8th Anuvaka. That is why it is important. That is why I am going to say the full 8th Anuvaka for you and close today. We will continue in the next session. Om Namah Somaya cha Rudraya cha Namastamraya cha Arunaya cha Namashangaya cha Vishupataya cha Namo Ugraya cha Bhimaya cha Namo Agre Vadaya cha Dure Vadaya cha Namo Gantre cha Niyase cha Namo Vrikshebhyo Harikeshebhyo Namastaraya Namah Shambhave cha Mayo Bhave cha Namah Shankaraya cha Mayaskaraya cha Namah Shivaya cha Shivataraya cha Namastirthyaya cha Kulyaya cha Namah Paryaya cha Varyaya cha Namah Prataranaya cha Uttaranaya cha Namo Nath Namah Ataryaya cha Ladhyaya cha Namah Shashtyaya cha Bhenyaya cha Namah Sikatyaya cha Pravashyaya cha. As I told you, as Shivataraya, there are 50, up to that is 50, one Panchashat. Then Shivataraya Trigimshacha. Afterwards there are 30 words. One can count. Anyway, that is the end of today's talk. We will meet next time. Swasti prajabhyat paripolayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam lokas samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Tat Sat.